Hello you fans, Majester here, and welcome to an updated deck profile for Majespecter with the July 2015 ban list. Basically not doing much to this deck at all, but we've now got the Fox. I thought updates is very applicable for now, nice and shiny and new. So yeah, let's go straight into it with Dragon Pit Magician and Peasant Dragon Magician. I'm using both for these for the Pendulum Call targets. They are amazing cards. Dragon Pit Magician allows us to have some back row clearance as well, which can be good in mirror matches or again, at least in match 2 when mistakes and anti-spell frequencies could be sided against us. So it gives us some actual defensive measures. And Peasant Dragon could add a Pendulum Magician from your extra deck to your hand so you can resupply Dragon Pits that have been destroyed. But it was applicable when Odd Eyes was in the deck, but Odd Eyes is no longer in the deck. I took it out for Foxes. So yeah, on to the next one. Magister, Majespecter, Unicorn, which is amazing. This is the boss of the deck. If you bring out this card, this is basically your win condition because it's a Palladius that is basically free. Always happens when I'm filming, but just ignore that. It targets one Pendulum monster and one monster your opponent controls and returns them to the hand, and that's during either player's turn. And all Majespecters have the common effects of cannot be targeted or destroyed by an opponent's card effect. It can be destroyed by your own, so you can't run Dark Hole and say, yeah, your monster wrecks mine ads. That's not applicable, but Unicorn is amazing. And it also gives us access to rank 6. I'm using number 39 Hope as that rank 6, but I'll go into that later. Next, Triple Fox, the brand new card for this deck. It's an amazing card. It's one of the best of them all, except from Unicorn. This is one of the best. When it's normal and special summoned, you can add a Majespecter trap card from your deck to your hand. The best one to add is Tempest. You can also add your Tornadoes, but I'll go into that also later. But 1500 attack, adding with a Pegasus, it makes it 1800, and that's a great beater to beat them down with. Also gives us access to rank 4s, a bit more easier than it did before. Next is Crow. This is our Spell Searcher for Majespecter cards, adding out our Storm or Cyclone, but it's not the best of them all because the spell cards a bit lackluster, because the Storm can only do it during your turn and Cyclone only destroys. Next is Triple Raccoon. All these are triple except from Unicorn because Unicorn is level 6 and I didn't want to clog my deck. So yeah, Triple Raccoon is staple. Same for Triple Cat and Triple Fox, and I'd say Triple Crow until we get more monsters in the deck. But yeah, Raccoon adds a Majespecter monster from your deck to your hand. So you can add your Unicorn, you can add whatever you don't need. A great combo is to Pendulum summon out something like Fox, pop it with Majestic Pegasus, to special summon Raccoon to search out a Majestic monster, and then normal summon it. So you gain 3 summons of your Majestic monsters and you load up your extra deck. So that's always a good combo to go for. So Raccoon is great and makes it 1500 beater under the influence of Pegasus. And then Cat. Cat can search out any Majespecter card from our deck to our hand. The only limitation to this is that it does it during the end phase. Although it doesn't need to be faced up to activate this effect, to resolve this effect, because it activates. But it does need to be summoned first. It needs to be successfully summoned. So yeah, it makes a great wall to go in with. If you have a Pegasus, you make a 2100 wall, so that's great, and you can defend until you need to tribute it, and then do it all over again. All these monsters are amazing because you can tribute them and then still bring them back out next turn and wreck your opponent. Onto the spells then. Triple Pendulum Call, because Pendulum Call is a great card. By discarding a card, you can add 2 different Magician Pendulum monsters from your deck to your hand, and while this is in effect, Magician cards in your Pendulum zones cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that is amazing. Protection for your scale is what we need in the game. We don't need to use that Pendulum Impenetrable anymore. We've got Pendulum Call. It can add a Peasant Dragon and Dragon Pit, so that's amazing. Can't use it with Insight though, because Insight has to destroy itself, and you can't destroy it under Pendulum Call. So yeah, that is always something people misplay with. Next, onto one of our Majespecter cards is Majespecter Storm. This is basically Night Beam, but without the speed spell 4. It can target one monster your opponent controls and shuffles it into the deck by tributing a wind spellcaster. All of the Majespecter cards have to tribute a wind spellcaster. All of these are wind spellcasters except from Dragon Pit, which is water spellcaster. So yeah, that's perfect amount of tributing. So yeah, it shuffles into the deck, but it's not quick play, so it doesn't have much usage. Triple terraforming, because we need to get to this Pegasus as fast as we can, because it speeds up the deck phenomenally. It makes the deck literally wreck you on the first turn. If you get your terraforming or you get your Pegasus, your opponent might as well just sit back and relax, because he's not going to win this duel. He doesn't need to try anymore. His game's gone. Onto Triple Cyclone. Triple Cyclone is needed because it's quick play, whereas Storm is not quick play. If this was a normal, just a normal spell, it would not be user free. But it is a quick play, so free it is. Target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it by tributing a wind spellcaster. So it's the same as all others, but destruction isn't the most effective means in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh right now, so it hasn't got the best playability. But it's still an amazing card. Next is Toon Moon Mirror Shield, a TCG exclusive. They can't use this in the OCG unfortunately until they get moved over there. But yeah, it's mainly to protect Majespecters from their main out, which is their weak attack and defense. Yeah, the game pluses off Pegasus, but it's not the only ones that can really fend off anything is Fox in attack mode or Cat in defense mode. Whereas Moon Mirror Shield will power up your monster to 100 attack point more than the monster that's attacking. So it's absolutely amazing. So you can cut down their monsters, and great in a mirror match. And if it's sent from the face-up, sent from the field to the graveyard, you have to pay 500 life points. You can place it on either the top or bottom of your deck. But since your deck gets shuffled so much times, putting it on the bottom of the deck is not going to be a hindrance. I only need 2 of these. 3 of these was clogging. Triple Pegasus, because this is the amazing field spell that you need. You don't even need to run Regeki in this deck. The amount of aggro against the monster zones is phenomenal. You don't need Regeki. Regeki is a thing of the past for this deck. Majespecter Pegasus allows you to tribute a wind spellcaster and special summon a level 4 or lower Majespecter monster from your deck. First, the artwork is amazing. Actually, let me show. That is just amazing. I'd love to play that. And second, it brings out the combo where you can get someone like Crow to summon Raccoon. Well, if you summon Crow, special summon Raccoon through Pegasus, and then normal summon your cats. It could easily work perfectly with that combo. You get 3 monsters out if you set up everything right. And also all Majespecter monsters gain 300 attack defense. Great in a mirror match because this is cumulative, so if both field spells are on the field, 600 attack and defense for all of them, which is always fun. Next, Triple Tornado to banish your opponent's monsters. Always good, doesn't discriminate against face down and face up, so that is even better. Just banish those face down monsters should dolls get wrecked. And finally, the best card in the deck for spell and trap ammo is Majespecter Tempest. An amazing card. When a monster is special summoned, would be special summoned, so it's inherent summoning, not something like Shadow Fusion, you can't negate that. Or when a monster effect is activated, you contribute 1 wind spellcaster and negate the special summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If you're negating the summon on a Majespecter Pendulum summon, it sends them all to the graveyard. Whereas if you just negate their effect, it's not going to destroy them. So yeah, this is amazing in the mirror match. It was MVP in the mirror match I did in the last episode, Majespecter Duel 6, which is called the new meta. So yeah, this is going to be a meta deck when it comes out in the TCG. It's going to wreck everything else. Cosmo is probably the only deck that's going to be able to combat against this because they are very powerful. On to the extra deck we've got. First, Totem Bird. You hardly ever go into this, but you need to give options. You hardly ever go into the extra deck, but options are always there. So Totem Bird is during either player's turn, when a spell trap is activated, you can attach 2 XC materials, negate the activation if you do destroy it, which can be used by overlaying a cat and a raccoon, or just 2 cats or 2 raccoons. Next, Nightmare Shark, just to end the game with 2000 damage. Ptolemaeus, if Cyber Dragon Infinity is legal in TCG, that is going to be the option. If not, go for Constellar Diamond. 2 Magister Paladin. I was trying 1. It's good, but it can be. It's variable on the Majespecter cards and Fiendish Chains and stuff like that. So 2, just to give us an extra backup, is possible. It's not the best card. It's a great card, beautiful artwork, but it's not the best card. Next, Externa, because Externa is staple. Lightning Shidori, because if you have a deck that can run Lightning Shidori, run it. Castel, staple. Heartland Draco, another 2000 damage beater. Number 101 Silent Arc, not many people play this as much as the other ones anymore, but it's always a good card too. And Deltaros, because you need a target for Ptolemaeus to add, so you can have them on, summon them on next turn. Then Nova and Infinity, as OCG plays it all the time now. Every deck can basically bring out Cyber Dragon Infinity, even Cosmo can bring out Cyber Dragon Infinity. So yeah, why wouldn't this deck? Because this deck doesn't need Cyber Dragon Infinity. It's amazing without it, but might as well play it in anyway. And number 39, Beyond the Hope. M7 is an option because you can add your pendulums from your graveyard to your hand, but this is basically your finishing blow, weakening all the monsters to 0 attack points and then slice through for 3000 damage. And finally, Cyberend Dragon, if you're summoning Ptolemaeus on your opponent's turn, getting Ptolemaeus effect on your opponent's turn to summon that Cyber Dragon Nova, because they're going to Regeki, you're going to get a free Cyberend. Always nice to have that. Other cards I would suggest possibly running is Wavering. It hasn't changed the eyes yet on this server. Okay, I can't find Wavering Eyes, but you guys probably know what it is. It destroys pendulum cards in the pendulum zones and gains an effect based on what pendulum zone it is. If you take off 1, you inflict 500 damage. If you take off 2, you add a pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. If you take off 3, you can I think you can banish 1 card in the field. If you take off 4, you can add a Wavering Eyes from your deck to your hand. You can only use that once per turn. So it's great in a mirror match because you can blow up their field and still get a search off that. Well, blow up their pendulum stones and still get a search off that. Cleese are using it right now, so it's still definitely good. But we will use it so much better. We will be so better with it. So yeah, thank you for watching this deck profile. Majespecters are going to be the new meta when it comes out in the TCG, probably in November. I think it is November that this all comes out, so be looking forward to that. Practice and practice if you're going to play this in real life, because this is a great deck, and once you have all the stuff down, it's just amazing. It's just so amazing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Leave your comments below if you've got any deck suggestions for this. I'm always welcome to view them and see if they're going to be effective in the deck. Always good to check on new ideas. And there'll be more from Majespecter on my channel next week. So keep tuned for that. Please like, subscribe if you enjoyed this and want to see further content. I always do videos more or less every day. Thank you for watching. Matt Durant, signing out.